Hello, and we're live. Good morning. Today is Tuesday, November 18th. Pardon me while I eat my breakfast. I'm having sourdough toast, egg whites, and tomatoes. And we're going to call this like a morning coffee break. Because I am the morning coffee break. Okay, so last week, my only goal for the week was to come live today on Tuesday, a week later, and I've made that goal, which is amazing. So, Julia, hi, how are you? Yay, so good to see you. If you're not already following her, go check out Julia, City Girl Living on a Budget. I don't know if she posts on YouTube anymore, but she is on TikTok. Awesome, how's it going? Cool. What are you up to, Julia? This multi-aspect ratio streaming might be a little bit tricky. Julia, are you in landscape or portrait? Portrait or landscape. Let me know if you can see me okay. I've got my calendar out to hopefully do some planning. Wow, we are just trucking along here in November. Okay, done nothing this week so far. Going good. Yay. So I'd set the stream to be in landscape. Good. I'm glad you're in landscape. Good. I'm glad you can see me. And I will put the comments in so you can see them, because depending on your orientation, you might not be able to see it. And having both streaming in landscape and portrait is a paid service, which I am not going to be doing. So okay, glad it's going well. Okay, so the point of this stream, aside from just putting more content on my channel, is to kind of give me a reason or like a deadline. This is to be an open space for us all, if you're watching in the replay crew, to work on our goals. And that was kind of the reason I started my channel 10 years ago. I started my channel 10 years ago. And I was kind of thinking, like, why did I stop posting? And I'm like, well, after 10 years, I had hoped. It's just kind of the natural ebb and flow of life, right? You have different goals, different priorities in life, and I just kind of fell away from posting personal finance content on YouTube. So that's just number one, is my goals changed. And some of the people that were active 10 years ago are either no longer or active in a different way. So Budget Girl and I started around the same time, and I know she is still posting, which is cool, every now and then. There's just a lot of other like makeup and whatever lifestyle creators that are like Graveyard Girl was active then too, and still is, and she's amazing. So number one, the reason why I stopped posting regularly is because my life just changed. And number two is I wasn't seeing the payoff that I had wanted to, and I was kind of frustrated about that. Oh geez. Oh, sorry. Holy moly. Okay. Work thing. Yikes. There's a Cloudflare issue going on, an Amazon Cloudflare issue. So that's why I kind of have some downtime. My husband's also sitting in the car because it's alternate side of the street parking. So that's another reason that inspired me to go live earlier, because I mean, he's very supportive, but he also has to work. So I can't be live streaming in the living room while he's working at his desk. Okay, so just deal with that. Oh man. So that's really the main reason, because if I had been seeing return, I would have kept going, and it would have been easier to keep going, but I wasn't. And if I'm honest, some of the things that I'm doing, I'm like, oh, well, it's because I didn't do X, Y, or Z. For example, I launched a workbook and I didn't market it. It wasn't the right product for the right time. So obviously, if I didn't market it the right way, it's not going to do well. Sorry, that's going to be weird that I'm chewing. It's a super sensitive microphone. This is not a mukbang. The right thing. Yikes. Oh. So that's kind of what's going on in my life and why I wasn't posting as regularly. But my goals are still the same. My goals of financial independence. Um, Financial independence, increasing my income. Really, those are the two biggest goals. Sorry. Percentages. So, what's motivating me to come back now? Oh, thanks, Jesus. That's a kind comment. I'm going to post that. Saying I have a great voice and personality. Don't know why you haven't gotten more subscribers. I do. It's because I'm not as uh, it's a report. All right, it's a work thing, and I wasn't really focused on doing things that would grow my channel, like covering more timely topics and collaborating. And then I just stopped posting regularly. So that's why I haven't grown lately, for sure. And the reason I'm not posting is kind of because sorry. I wanted to I wasn't able to make the quality of videos that I wanted to make. And I know like there are other creators. There's one that's coming up. She's amazing, Trailer Trish, and she just works with what she has, and she's got sponsorships, and she's got that's fine. Yeah, they're fine. Yeah. So the question is, and I do want to come back because, and I am coming back. And the question is, how will I come back? How do I want to come back? And that's what I'm answering now. Julia, you gotta go. Okay, cool. Take care. Have a great day, Julia. So how am I going to show up in this next phase of what I'm doing? Yeah. So yes, that's a big thing too, Jesus, is I was in the fire community and that is not where I belong. It's the same idea. I still have that that desire and that um, that goal. I think everyone has a goal of financial independence. It's just whether or not they're willing to, yes. Scrub. So, mm, yuck. It was a soggy piece of toast. Okay, so, sorry, fire put out. I'm not going to talk with my mouth full. What am I going to do in this next phase and how am I going to come back? That's the question. And in where am I going to come back? And I'd already kind of started to do this to kind of shift over into the organizing space, which is also super saturated, but that's okay because it's like saying this is a very like saying the world doesn't need more teachers. Like, yes, the people who are good at what they do will always find a place. And that is my goal, is to be good at what I do. My pen is running out. My goal is to be good at what I do, but I think you got to start by doing it. So for me, this season, because I know currently with the holidays on us, the holidays are a little bit more kind of active. The budgeting community notices everyday people that support each other. Yes, absolutely. The budgeting community is great, and I think kind of being in there occasionally is great. The budgeting community, though, I've noticed is there are a lot of people who are lower income, which me in some ways, that's me by myself. And it's people who are just kind of making like I think of some other people, like I think of the Budget Mom, and like Clever Girl Finance is part of the budgeting community. There are other people like Kara Nicole, and Mia McGrath is an interesting one. I like went down a rabbit hole on her because I was like, what's her deal? Like, where did she come from? And apparently she's a creator. She's Asian. I think she's adopted, Korean adoptee or in the UK. And apparently her parents are teachers. So she didn't, quote, come from money, but she started in like the personal finance area and is now doing more lifestyle content as well. And kind of in the sort of bougie level up, she's videos like how to like luxe habits that cost no money, which I love that kind of stuff. And I would like to be making that kind of stuff too. So that's the direction I want to go, so that I know where I want to go and what I want to do. And the question is just doing it, and doing it with what I have. Like, I have my iPhone. I have my iPhone, and I have a Lark microphone, and I have this Yeti microphone, and I have my laptop. And I got a dream. So thinking about that, it's like, okay, what am I willing to invest and what do I hope to achieve? And those are the questions that like stop me where I am. I'm like, oh. And I do know what I want to hope to achieve. And in the past, I've either sort of knuckled through and got there. That's option one, which is the option I would prefer, or it's I hit a roadblock and then I stop. So I can think of two examples of both. For example, when I got monetized on this channel in 2019, it took 4 years from starting my channel. I really wasn't serious about it and posting as much as I needed to in order to get monetized in the first 3 years. And the 1 year that I really buckled down and did it took me about 8 months from the time I was like, I'm going to do this, to the time that I actually did it. So that was the last time I like actually achieved something, but it was just like a one-time goal, like getting monetized. Yay, I got monetized. And then coming into 2020, like that was perfect timing, because 2020 was a really good year, and really good, like relatively. I think the most I ever made on YouTube in 1 year was like $2,000. So, and that was 2020. I also didn't really pursue it as much. I didn't reach out for brand deals. I didn't keep posting as regularly once I had achieved that goal. So that was on me, but that was something that I achieved and worked for. I'm just setting up my planner for this week as I think about this, like talk it out with you live on the stream. So that was the last time I achieved a goal. The second time, and this is more recent, and it just speaks to kind of the priorities in my life right now. I have been making money on Amazon Influencer, which is great, and I love doing it. And that was something that took some like it wasn't it was a little bit complicated to apply. Like I needed a website, and they asked you to like make changes to your website and to do X, Y, and Z. So to prove that you are the owner, and so I had to apply, and then I had to like post it. I had to achieve a certain amount of sales. So it wasn't easy. I would say it was medium in the level of difficulty. Something that I achieved. And since I was accepted into the Amazon influencer, oh my gosh, yes, Jesus, 2020 was a much easier time to grow the channel for sure. So once I was accepted into the Amazon influencer program and like successfully achieved a sale, you need like 3 sales, I think, within 90 days or something like that. I had been making money pretty regularly, and the payout's like maybe $30-$40. It's not a ton of money, but it's something for doing no work, which for doing very little work, which is great. So I wanted to increase my income there, especially with holidays coming up. I'm like, let me do this. And I had sort of a 12-week plan because I'm a big fan of the 12-week year of what I was going to post. And I made it to week 6. I wanted to just post 10 videos a week, and I kind of fell off because I just wasn't buying as much on Amazon. And so that was really the main reason, is I wasn't buying as much on Amazon. I didn't want to increase my spending, to strategically spend, and I didn't want to buy things and return them. I just didn't have the energy for that. So that was the last thing that I tried to do, because I wanted to hit, I think, my biggest payout. I've never made more than, I think, $200. And I wanted to hit like a $250 month, because my goal is to make $1,000 through my side hustles. That's the goal. And that's been the goal for like 4 years now. It's kind of frustrating. But I also think, okay, this is something I've tried to do and not yet been successful at. So what can I change in order to be more successful? So there's that. Oh, that's not bad. So for this month on Amazon, I've gotten $84 so far. And I've not been posting. I don't think I've posted since October. So not bad for not doing any work this month. So very passive. I would say 60% passive, the Amazon stuff. So on my list of things to do for today was to go in and post. I have some things. I did make some Amazon purchases lately, to go in and do some reviews. So, and again, just the nature of my life. I have a 3-year-old. I work full time. I don't have a ton of downtime. I have some, but not a ton. And part of that downtime, I think, involved in creating content is the mental energy to organize yourself, to say, okay, this is what I'm going to do. And then physically to organize your space and be like, okay, I'm going to do it in this space. Because for us, our apartment is very compact, which is pros and cons. But in order to film, I have to sort of like reorganize some things. I don't have just a dedicated filming setup where I can just walk in and do it, which would be great, but that's just not where we are right now. Again, pros and cons. It's also a smaller space to keep clean, which is great. So I think this live stream for me is awesome, and I hope that yes, Jesus, have I ever considered a lifestyle channel? Yes, that's actually where I'm heading. My last 2 videos that I filmed in June were sort of more lifestyle, creative minimalism, sort of that direction, because that's where I'm headed for sure, because that more aligns with where I am right now. So it's November 18th, and I'm kind of in the middle of a pre-holiday like clean and purge and declutter. And I love doing that. I love watching that kind of stuff, and I want to make that kind of content. So I was thinking, okay, let me pull out my phone and make that and film some content. So I did that just last night, because I did a fairly substantial declutter. I just got started, but that felt very satisfying, and I was proud of myself for doing the declutter, and B, for filming some content, which is great. I'm just checking in on my work. Okay, perfect. Okay, so for today, and then I'll set out my goals for the next week, because that's what I was kind of going back to. That's my goal for this live stream, is to have this be motivating, someone who's building something from the ground up. And that's another thing that kind of discourages me sometimes, is like, oh, I've tried in the past and I've failed. Why would this time be any different? And I'm like, you know what? Fall down 7 times, get up 8. Because I think that for other people when I watch other people's stories. And that's the inspiration that I need. That's the inspiration that I want to put out. So looking at goals for the month, I will actually schedule. That's what I'm going to do right now, is schedule this live stream. Normally this is a lunchtime live stream, but I thought seize the day, seize the opportunity, because my husband's sitting in the car and I can just stream right here at my desk. Not need to leave and set something separate up. Because normally what I do when he's working is I go into the bedroom and I stream from my second desk in the bedroom, but that's also our bedroom, and there's a nightstand there, so I need to put my set up my microphone. It's not that difficult. I can do it. So I will set that. I'm going to schedule that live stream and make a commitment to be here. So today is the 15th. I'm hearing, oof, is that the computer? I'm like, is that me? I'm hearing it sounds like a leaf blower. I think that might be the computer. Wow. Okay. Yikes. Very loud. Okay. So I did a live stream at, let's call it 9:30. And I just want to record it so I know what time I did it this week. For next week, let's do it at, let me check my calendar first before I commit to anything. Okay, good. I'm glad you can't hear this. I think it's my computer just being hot. Awesome. I do have a client meeting at 2 p.m. Oh, it might be vacuuming outside. So I'm glad you can't hear it, Jesus. I have a client meeting at 2, so I can do, let's go for 11 a.m. live stream. And it'll be just a half hour. Call it my lunch break live stream. And can I commit to this for the next month? 2nd, the 9th, the 16th. Yeah, I can. So let's try to commit to that for the next 4 weeks. Baby steps. And then I'll set sort of mini goals to get there. Live stream up through the 16th. I feel like that's, unless, things come up at work, and then if I have to reschedule, I'll reschedule. It actually worked for now. Okay. And then what else? I would also like to post, let me start the goals section. 5 Amazon videos. One decluttering video. Okay, 5 Amazon videos and 1 decluttering video. Then I got a bunch of eBay things. Let me say 1 eBay listing. Okay, 3 things. 5 Amazon videos, 1 decluttering video, and 1 eBay listing. That's 3 things. I can do that. Okay, by next week. All right, so thank you to anyone who's watching this on the replay, and thank you, Jesus, for being here, and thank you for hanging out with me, spending some time. Jesus, you're tired of all the economic doom reaction channels, but people do it because it gets views. Yes, it does. It absolutely does. And I noticed myself too, I need to make an effort to shift away from that type of content, because it's easy when you're scrolling, that's where I feel like YouTube wants you at your base level, what feels good in the moment. And I really, this morning I was making breakfast and I wanted something to just listen to. And I'm thinking, where do I want to grow? And I want to grow in the area of personal finance and understanding So I was listening to was it Warren Buffett? Who was it? Was it Jack Bogle? It might have been a talk by Jack Bogle, because I have in my watch later, I have a watch later playlist, and I'm like, okay, these are things that are good for me. It's like the vegetables of your YouTube content, right? So I want to have a list of vegetables that I want to consume. So I eat my veggies. And there's nothing wrong with like a little whatever sweet treats every now and then. But I don't want that to be the majority of my YouTube. That is so interesting. I am not. Oh, it is. Yeah, John Bogle, Jack Bogle's. He was talking about his portfolio investment strategy. So that's what I listened to this morning. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I will see you guys. Thanks again for hanging out with me. And I will see you next week at 11 a.m. Bye.